our focus for today, now this is the last one. This is the thing I'm so excited about. This is the last installment of the Stand Tall Masterclass series. We did a video or a webinar in this free masterclass series every month throughout the year. Every month. So we have every month we have a video or a webinar focused on a different area of school, education, and leadership. It's a masterclass series. But as you know, we're wrapping up this school year, right? Or not this school year, we're wrapping up this calendar year. So our title for this one is called Ready, Set, Goals. Ready, Set, Goals. Because what happens for everyone when they get to the end of this end of a calendar year? What we do is we start reflecting, we start thinking back about our year. And then when we think back over our year, what do? We start setting goals for the upcoming year. We start setting goals for what's going to come, right? We want to know that the next year is going to be better. Now, I know I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. I get it. We set goals like we're going to start working out in the next year. We go gung-ho into the first year, into the first month. Then we're like, yes, we're going to get this exercise. And then we're going to start. And then February comes and it starts. We don't go as many times. And then by the mid-February, it's fading away. And by the end of February, you just don't even do anything. You got that treadmill holding clothes over in the corner, right? It fades away. So what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on what we can do to set realistic goals. Make some plans. This is the pre-work before you even get to creating the goals. That's the thing. A lot of times we don't do the pre-work necessary so that you can get the goals. That's why it's called Ready, Set, Goals. We're going to focus on the ready, set. Does that make sense, gang? We're going to talk about the ready, set, because a lot of times we don't talk about the ready, set. The ready, set prepares the goal to actually come to life. That's what we're going to talk about today. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys have been with me in the past, but I like to share with everyone the image for 2020. Remember 2020? How we had some goals set up for 2020? And what did 2020 look like? 2020 looked just like this. This is exactly what 2020 looked like. A big explosion. Now, we know that 2020 was this, and we had some great goals. Some of you had some great goals for 2021, right? You're hoping like, hey, here comes 2021. Things have got to get better for 2021. It can't be like 2020 was in any way. All right, so we have an image of what 2021 was like. And there was 2021. Could anybody relate to me on this one, right? And if you've been to any of my other webinars, I've showed this to you before, right? Teresa's like, yes, that's 2021. This is exactly it. Especially when we're looking at some of those goals that you set up for 2021. They blew up in your face. Things just didn't go the way that you thought they would. So now here we are at the end of 2021. We know that things are a hot mess. Students in schools aren't behaving the way that we thought they would when they came back. Teachers are burning out. Administrators are burning out. Things are busted. So when we look at 2022, what is the image that we're going to see of 2022? Are y'all ready for this? There's 2022, right? It's lit, right? But we don't know if it's going to be a firecracker or if it's going to be a huge explosion. We're like, okay, we're like crossing our fingers, hoping and praying that 2022 does not end up like the cataclysmic bomb that 2021 and 2020 was. So that's what we're going to talk about. Before this firecracker or bomb or whatever this thing goes off, let's talk about what we can do for the ready set to get you ready for 2022 so that when you make these goals, and here's the thing, let me sidestep again. I'm always interrupting myself, right? Keep in mind, as it relates to school and education, all right, as you move into the next year, now, whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this now in 2022, 2024, 2028, doesn't matter when you're watching this recording or whatever like that. Understand, even though we set goals and plans up at the beginning of the school year, you can set new goals and plans anytime. I just happen to be doing this now. So hopefully you know that this resonates with you at any time. So before we actually set these goals, we have to have a clear understanding of three things. There's three things that we have to have a clear understanding of before we even begin to step into developing new goals. Those three things are your vision, your mission, and your values, right? Your vision, your mission, and then your values. You have to know what these three things are. If you have a clear indication of what your vision is, what your mission is, and especially what your values are, setting goals will be a very easy thing. Keeping goals will become even easier because you'll be able to clearly connect all those things, all your goals, whatever they might be, to your vision, mission, and your values. But here's the thing, a lot of times people don't do the ready set, taking the time to make sure that these things are clear. Now I'm talking whether this is your life, whether this is your school, whether this is your classroom, whether this is your family. So let's go through each one of these so that way we have clarity and we're all on the same page as it relates to vision, mission, and your values. All right, so let's jump into vision. How would you define a vision? So when you're thinking of a vision is knowing where it is that you want to be. But here's my thing when it comes to a vision, specifically when we're talking about education, school, and leadership. If you have a vision that nobody else sees, what good is it? What good is having a vision in your school that nobody else sees, especially if you're the leader? It makes no sense. I work with administrators, leaders, school leaders all the time. And I ask them straight up, what is the vision you have for your school? And sometimes they go on and they lament and they speak about their vision. Some people are very exact. I want this. Then the follow-up question is, how many others in your school would say the same thing? And just the fact that they pause to answer that question tells me everything I need to know. The first part of making goals, the first part of the ready set is having a clear vision and making sure that others know what that vision is. And you don't just tell people or showcase that vision one time. You do it over and over and over and over again. You must continually showcase what that vision is. Now, here's the other thing about vision, all right? So let's say you have your vision. You're clearly understanding what your vision is. Other people know what that vision is. I've said this before. I love this quote. Vision excites my future, but frustrates my present. I will read that again. Vision excites my future, but frustrates my present, right? What does that mean? It means this. When you have a vision, and you said right here, it's where you see yourself ahead, an image of success, a plan for the future, right? When you have that vision, you have that picture of your mind, you are excited about what that is. It should be exciting. It should be something that you want to reach for. But currently, you're frustrated because you're not there yet, right? You're not there yet. So because you're not there yet, therefore, you're frustrated. And because you're frustrated, now you have a little angst. Well, here's the thing, gang. What you need to do is take that frustration, turn that into motivation to keep you going, moving towards that vision, taking action. That is the ready set. That is the ready set. Having that vision clearly and then moving forward. That's exactly what it is. You might be frustrated because you're not there yet, but it's exciting that you see it. You need to take that and make it motivation. Now, I was just having a conversation with somebody today about this. Somebody said to me, so you're a motivational speaker. I am not a motivational speaker, right? I cannot motivate anybody. Am I an inspirational speaker? Inspire you? Yes. Motivation comes from within. Only you can be motivated to do something. So when you have a vision of an exciting future, and you're frustrated that you're not there yet, you have to take that frustration, turn it into motivation to keep you going. That's how this works, y'all. That's how this works. So when we're talking about a vision is your what. A vision is your what you are working for. What is that? It's a picture of future success. It is the compelling future that you want to see. That's the ready set before you get to the goals. That is the ready set. Yeah? Yes? All right. So we understand vision. We get it. All right. Excites my future, frustrates my present. Use that frustration as motivation to keep you moving forward. But then we have the next one. Mission. So how would you define a mission? Your vision is your bigger picture. It's your image of a compelling future. But then when we move a little bit further, we want to start taking that vision and turning that into reality, right? And therefore, you turn that vision into a mission. Your mission is, what do we do? What do you do? How do we put this into action? How do we do it? Whom do we do it for? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for the students? Are you doing it for the community? Who are you doing it for? What value are we bringing? Right? What is the value that you're bringing? These are the main questions that you must answer in order to develop that mission. See, whenever a school puts together a mission statement, all right, you've seen plenty of mission statements. I'm not the only one that's seen. And don't get me wrong, I love a good mission statement. Those are the questions that they're asking in order to develop that mission statement. You know, what do we do as a school? How do we do it? Whom do we do it for? And what value do you bring? If you can answer those 4 questions, you got yourself a mission statement. You can do it as in your personal in your life. You can do it in your classroom. You can do it in a department. You can do it in a school-wide. That's how this works, y'all. So you got your vision, you're moving it down to your vision. I mean, to your mission, right? So when we're talking about that mission, I'm sure many of you have seen this. Mission is, what is your why? That's what a mission really comes down to, is what is your why? And we all understand that why. Now, this is something I'm doing I've never done before with my master class. I'm actually going to show you a video of Michael Jr. He's a comedian, but he has a phenomenal explanation and a showcasing of your why and the importance of your why. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this before, but I'm going to show it to you guys, this. And then after we go through this, we're going to talk about it just a little bit more so that you can have a better understanding of exactly what it is. All right. So that's why I've been asking you about the sound. I want to make sure the sound is good. Let's check this out.
How do I know? A lot of people, when they think of the phrase, how do I know? They always want to put the what behind it. How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful. If you know, like for instance, people know that I do comedy, but that's what I do. My why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. So I can do comedy, I can write books, I can be in a movie, because all of it is motivated by my why. In fact, I have a new web series out called Michael Jr. Break Time. We probably just did the 6th episode. It's on YouTube. So every single Wednesday at 3:00, we drop a new episode on YouTube of Michael Jr. Break Time. What it is it's me. I travel around the country and I do stand-up comedy, in case you didn't know. And in the middle of my comedy set sometime, I'll stop and just talk to my audience. And we've been filming this, and it's pretty cool. So we're in Winston-Salem. I'm going to show you a clip from Winston-Salem. And I'm just talking to this guy in the audience, and he tells me that he's a musical instructor at a school. So I was like, all right, you're a musical instructor. Can you sing? Let me hear you sing the song. So this is what happened at the last episode of Michael Jr.'s Break Time. Check it. So you're a musical director.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Wow.
That bro could sing. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick. If you know which version I'm talking about, just see if that exists. Let me see what you got.
grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I see.
Okay. Here's what I want you to catch. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. Second time, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
I hope y'all got that. I love this because we just talked about, when we're talking about the ready set, it is still moving, Teresa, you're right. When we're talking about your ready set, before you even set the goals, we know that you have to have a vision, which is your what. And we know that once you've done that, you got to move into a mission, and that mission determines your why. And when you have an understanding of that why, it, as he said, it makes your what more impactful. It allows you to therefore start thinking and creating and being in a way that is confident, that is empowering to yourself. Your mission is your why. What we do now, who we serve, and how we serve them, because that's what we're in. We're in the service business. We serve the community. We serve our students. We serve our family. That's what we're in. It's your fundamental purpose for doing what it is that you do. That is what it is. Okay, so we talked about your vision. We talked about the mission. This is the ready set. The next one is values. That is values. That is our next one that we're talking about. How do you define your values? What would you consider your values to be? What are those values? And I know in the past, if anybody's ever seen me speak, I talk about what it is you respect and value, and the importance of identifying what you respect and value. That's the truth. It is, and you're right on it, you guys, as usual. When we're talking about values, it is a set of core beliefs that guide our behaviors and actions. So when we're talking about a school, let's talk about leadership in schools, all right? When you have everyone having a set of common values, of identifying what it is you respect and value, then you can move forward. Then you can start making some goals. Then you can start making some decisions. Because when you're making decisions under values and everybody have the same values, then we can make very easy decisions moving forward. I think it was Roy Disney that used to say, when the mission is clear, decisions are easy. They are. Same thing with values. When the values are clear, decisions are easy. When the vision is clear, decisions are easy. When the mission is clear, decisions are easy. So when you're making the decision as to what goals you're going to have, when your vision, your mission, and your values are clear, your values, a set of those core beliefs that we all share, then you can make some goals that are going to knock it out of the park. The probability of success goes where? It goes straight up. It moves up, right? Does this really make sense? Is this connecting with you guys? Does this seem like it's something that connects? So therefore, values is your how. Value is your how, that core beliefs that guide our behaviors and actions. Collective commitments. I love that combination of words. Your collective commitments. Now, here's the key word here. Notice the word collective. Does collective mean one person? No, collective means more than one. It means a grouping, right? So therefore, when we're talking about your school, we're talking about your family, you're talking about your organization, we want collective. We want others to have those same set of values. So that's your ready set. before you go. All right. So this is what we have, gang, right? This is what we're talking about. Here's all three of them right here. Your vision is your what? It's that picture of the future success, a compelling future that you want to have happen. Once you have that vision, and you remember, you don't keep that vision in a vacuum. You let others know. Vision means nothing if nobody else sees it, right? So you have your vision, it excites your future, frustrates your present, but you're turning that into motivation. Then we turn that and we take that vision and we develop our mission, our why, what we do, who we serve, and how we serve them. Remember that video? Now you know what your purpose is, your why. You're acting more authentically with it. That's that fundamental purpose. And what overarches that vision and mission, and I know I mentioned it third, but it does overarch all of that, is your values, which is your how. It's how you go about life, how you go about things within your organization. It's those set of core beliefs that guide others' behaviors and action. Those collective, more than one person, more than one idea, one than more commitment, those collective commitments that we all share. When you have that, boom, you're ready to set some goals that are going to blow some people out of the water. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ooh, I wish I could have this for my school. I took a screenshot, right? Well, here you go, gang. Get your phone out, take a picture of the QR code right here, and you can have this form, that document right there. I have a set that where you have vision, mission, values. Take your phone out right now, take a picture of this with your phone, and instantly it takes you to the document where you can get that form itself. All right. You know me, I love to give out free stuff. I'll give out free stuff day and night. All right, you got it? All right, here we go. Let's keep it moving. So in my previous session, I think it was the big topic, I did talk about goals for schools. So now we understand vision, mission, and values. Now it's time to start writing down some goals, trying to make some goals. Now, what I have found is that no matter every school in the country, I don't care who you are, I don't care what goals you make, they fit under three things. These three things. They fit into improving instruction, improving engagement, student engagement, or improve the climate and culture and climate. I don't care what goal you make in school, it's going to fit under either improving instruction, improving student engagement, or improving culture and climate. If you want to say our goal is to make teachers better with the curriculum, you're improving instruction. Our goal is to get students to come to school, that's improving engagement. Our goal is to have an environment where everybody succeeds, that's improving culture and climate. Our goal is to redefine our IEP process, improve student engagement. Our goal is to realign our RTI process, improve instruction and engagement. You got two of them. I don't care what you say, it fits one of these. But the problem is this, now that you know that it has to fit in one of these three, this is how the educators feel when it comes to creating the goals. You feel like you're swallowed up. You see like you got too much going on. There's so many things that are happening because when we create these goals, right? When we create these goals, some of these goals are so huge, so big, we just have too much going on. Look, just let me teach, y'all. I just want to teach. I know my content. I love my kids. Just let me teach. You go making another goal. You're jacking me up. And we feel overwhelmed. So instead of making these huge, giant goals, and I've mentioned this before and under the big top when I was talking about that one, consider and think about the important value of not having super giant goals. Instead, think of mini SMART goals, tiny, short, little goals. Remember in the beginning, I was talking about how we make these goals in the beginning of the year. In January, we're all gung-ho. Come February, we start going halfway. And the end of February, we don't even know what it is we were doing before because they were too big. So when you're looking at goals, think of a timeline of 3 to 7 days. That's it. Based off of your vision, mission, and values, 3 to 7 days to complete a goal. That's it. That's it. 3 to 7 days. Can you do 3 to 7 days? I know I can do 3 to 7 days. I won't fade off so bad for 3 to 7 days. So the goal of making the goals is to have less goals, to have smaller goals, to have them so that you can reach them. Then once you've reached them, you get into the practice of creating goals, little mini goals, 3 to 7 days. Then when you've reached those 3 to 7 days, you've completed it, you celebrate. That's what we also don't do. We don't celebrate the goals that we reach. So here's a template that I used when I'm doing consulting with schools. And I talk to them about the value of setting tiny mini goals. Now, I don't know if you're a template kind of person or not. You got your name, date, SMART mini goal. What is the SMART mini goal? Write it out. And remember, we know that a SMART goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time for completion. It's time sensitive. So you still write out a decent little goal, whatever that is. What's your rationale for the goal? Why? What's the reason for this goal? Why even do it? And in writing this spot, either you're going to probably write your vision, your mission, or your values. There's a little hint for you guys, right? That's what you write in that little section right there. And then you have your action steps. Let's do the goals. So if it's a mini goal, what's the action step? And just put one. You're not going to fill out all 3 of these. You're just going to do that one. Who's responsible? If it's you, put that down. If it's somebody else, write down. Target date. Remember, 3 to 7 days. That's it. 3 to 7 days to complete this mini little goal. What's the evidence of effectiveness? How do you know when it's done? In 3 to 7 days. And do you need anybody in your support team? Boom. Then what you do is you go to the next action that you still have the mini goal. If you want to keep that mini goal, you want to adjust it, you can adjust it. You write the next one. Who's responsible? 3 to 7 days. Done. By the third one, if you do this 3 to 7 days, 3 to 7 days, 3 to 7 days, 3 to 7 days, within a month's time, you'll have a bigger goal met. That's how this works, gang. Stop setting yourself up for failure. Understand the ready set, which includes your vision, mission, and values. Once you have your ready set, then mini goal, small, reach it. But then the end of the month, you're done, celebrate. Now I know what you're thinking, right? Where's that document, Steve? I would like to have that document. You know me and my QR codes. There it is. Pull your phone out, y'all. Get that QR code right there so you can grow. It takes you right to that document, right? Now here's the thing. Like, look at the image here. I purposely got a bunch of tiny little beads. But when you put a bunch of these little tiny little goals, tiny little beads together, little goalettes together, as Stacy says, it turns into something so much bigger, right? There's a purpose to my little images that I have, gang, right? So one thing I want you to keep in mind, and I talk about this in the past, is reduce, not eliminate. I've talked about this in the past a lot. Reduce, not eliminate. When we have issues and problems in schools, and we're trying to figure out things, and we put together a committee, and we go over our vision, mission, and values, and we put together these goals, keep in mind, please don't try to eliminate an issue. Please try not to eliminate a problem. You will not do it. You will not be successful. I'm just letting you know right now. You're not. It's not going to happen, right? But what you can do is you can reduce it. Reducing it is more realistic. Reducing it is working within a sense of reality. Because if you are reducing it, then you can start seeing the progression, right? And if you're reducing it, that increases the probability of success. It's just like in schools. What is our goal in schools? Our goal in school is to show growth over time. A little bit of growth, 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 right? So when it comes to setting goals and it comes to trying to stop the problems or make things better, doesn't it make sense to reduce, 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 reduce? A little bit of reduction, a little bit of reduction, a little bit of reduction. Yes? Yes. I don't know why we're not doing it that way. We go into these things thinking that we want the whole world to be solved. It doesn't make any sense. Stop doing that. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So here's the last little thing right here, gang. Expectations. Understanding expectations. Because here's the thing, we're going to make these goals, and a lot of times, especially as school leaders, what are we going to do? We're going to make these goals with other people in mind. Other people will have to do some things as well, right? We're setting up goals. We're going to explain everybody to the goals. This is what we're going to move for. But then the issue comes into play when people don't do what they're supposed to do. we have expectations. They're based off of the vision, mission, and values, but people aren't stepping up. So it's good to understand how to work through broken expectations. So there are 3 different types of broken expectations that you might have to deal with, all right? 3 different kinds. The first one is an unvoiced expectation. So what's an unvoiced expectation? An unvoiced expectation is basically a lie unspoken. It means that you have an expectation, but nobody voiced the expectation. And therefore, when they did not do the expectation, now you're upset, but it wasn't voiced properly, right? The second one is an unrealistic expectation. Now, we all know what an unrealistic expectation is. It means that there's an expectation or a goal or something that's been set, but it's unrealistic. There's no way in the world that you can reach this. It's unrealistic. It's just not going to happen. And then the third one is an unmet expectation. This is probably the most damaging one, because an unmet expectation means that it was clearly voiced, it is realistic, but then somebody didn't step up to the plate and do what is necessary to get it done, right? And that can cause a little turmoil in relationships. It prevents you from getting the outcomes that you want to see. Hey, a good example. Here we go. When I first got married, wife and I got married a long time, over 25 years ago, right? We've been married a long time. We didn't live together at first. So when we got together, we had to figure out how to live with each other, right? So we just got married. My wife did laundry. She did the laundry. She folded up the clothes, put the basket right outside of the laundry room. I come walking along, stepped over the basket, went on about my way. So she took the basket, she slid the basket out into the kitchen, to a prominent spot inside the kitchen. Here I come along, walk along, I see the basket, I step over the basket, I go on up the steps, do what I need to do. She takes the basket, she moves the basket right in front of the steps. I think you guys know exactly what the story is like. She put it right in front of the steps. Here I come, go to the steps, step over the basket, going up the steps. She takes the basket, she puts the basket on the landing on the steps. You know, you got like 4 or 5 steps, then you have the landing, then you turn and go up the steps. She put it right there. I'm a tall guy, if you didn't see it, let's put it right there. Here go my dumb butt, go up the first steps, walk around the basket, go on up the steps. At this moment, the volcano erupted. She's going off. Who do you think I am? I'm not going to do this the rest of my life. I'm not slaving to you. And I'm like, what? I don't know what's going on. Here's the thing. She had an expectation, right? It was an unvoiced expectation. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, dude. You didn't know this? Here's the thing. When she grew up, mother did the laundry, put it right outside the laundry room. Whoever walks by, picks it up, takes it upstairs. Everybody takes what they need, go about, put it away. I grew up, mother did the laundry. She walked it up the steps, put it in the hallway upstairs. Everybody grabbed what they needed and put it away. Now, I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong, but we had different expectations. So when we have an unvoiced or unmet expectation, it causes conflict in relationship. So when we set these many goals and then we have expectations of other people connecting and doing these goals and they're not doing it, we have broken expectations. So the goal is, how do we work past these broken expectations, right? Because here's the deal. As you know, things will not improve unless you deal with the broken expectations. You have to deal with them. You cannot ignore them. So you set these goals going into the new year. You set these new goals at any time, and now all of a sudden you have broken expectations and you're not going to address it. That's a goal in itself. You need to make sure that you're addressing these broken expectations. So let's talk about the 4 things that you can do to deal with broken expectations. Number 1, be willing to go there. All right. And when I say go there, you can snap your fingers, roll your neck, or whatever you got to do. But number 1 is you have to be willing to go there. You have to be willing to step into it and talk about the broken expectation. You can't just let it go and ignore it, because otherwise that goal is going to die on the vine. That goal is not going to continue to be connected to what your values are. It's not. The second thing is cut the apron strings. What do I mean by that? I mean, you have to let go of the things in the past, right? And focus on the here and now. Because a lot of times when you go there and you go to talk to somebody about the broken expectations, they're going to bring up stuff from the past. Well, this is that, and the other, and that. No, let's focus on the here and now. Cut the apron strings of the past, focus on the here and now. Number 3, you got to push through the pain barrier. What do I mean by that? Bringing up broken expectations of people who are not hitting their goals, who are not stepping up into it, it's not going to be easy. You already went there, you cut into situations in the past, and then it's going to get uncomfortable. It is. You got to push through that. You got to push through the uncomfortableness. You have to make sure that it's deeply connected to the why of the organization and the values and what the vision is. And it's not going to be comfortable, but it needs to be done. And the last piece is this: choose to be selfless. A lot of times we inward it. Oh, me, what I want. It's not what I want. It's what the organization wants, what the school needs, it's what the kids need. It's what our values demand. That's how you get through this and make it happen. See, here's the thing. My goal here today was to give you the ready set, right? Give you the ready set on what you need to think about before you even create the goal, which is understanding what the vision is, making sure that connects with the mission, your why, and then it connects overarching to all the values that you know stand true within your organization. And then we're going to, okay, now that we have that, let's develop the goal. Developing the goal is doing a mini goal. Make it realistic. Make it so that you can actually do it. Reduce, not eliminate. Stop trying to eliminate these problems. Make it a small little goal, 3 to 7 days, so that it's doable. Now, once you do that, we all know not everybody's going to do it right. Not everybody's going to keep it going. Some people are going to fall off. They're going to have broken expectations. So when that happens, what can you do to get them back on track? We gave you the 4 things that you can do to get them back on track. Does this make sense? This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I want you guys to have something that you can use as it relates to ready, set goals. Setting them, making them happen so that they're realistic, right? That's what I'm talking about, gang. Stay with me on this, right? I love this quote. I saw this one online. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan backed by action becomes reality. And that's the last little bit of all this, gang, right? You have to step into this, make it happen. Turn that goal into a plan, and then take that into action. And therefore, those goals will become real. It will become reality. That's what we want to have happen. No more will you have goals that are set, whether you do this at the beginning, at the end of this year, beginning of next year, during the summer. You do it on March 28th, December 16th, or whatever date that might be. No longer are you going to have that. Connect them to your vision, mission, and values. Reduce, not eliminate. Make sure that they make sense. Small mini goals, turn them into action, and follow up with people so that they can make those things happen. That's how this all works. That's what we want to make happen for you guys. So I want you just to imagine. Take a second and imagine. What would it be like in your school if you were able to have this happen? You're able to identify those vision, missions, and values. You're able to develop a SMART goal, just a mini SMART goal that you work on 3 to 7 days in a row, over and over again. Turn them into action. And then you're able to call people on it, get them involved, get them committed to it. Just imagine what it'd be like. Now I want you to imagine if you did nothing. What if you did nothing? What if you did absolutely nothing at all? Yeah, things might be okay. Your school might just run along fine. But now that you know this, why take that chance? That's part of this, gang. A lot of times we do webinars, we do learning, we do training. That's right, Riley. No, Patricia, nothing changes. We do these things and people say, oh, this is good. Steve's entertaining. Oh, it's thought-provoking. Wow. Do something, y'all. Do something. Implement it. If you've never implemented any of my other master classes, please implement this one. Try it. I dare you. Call to action, y'all. I dare you. Make it happen. All right? That's what I want to have happen. I hope that I gave you some value, gang. I wanted you to be able to imagine and realize what it is that, you know, can happen best for you. Ooh, excuse me here. Here's my information. I want you guys to continue to stay connected with me. Challenge accepted. There you go, Stacy. I like that. That's what it is. Challenge accepted. Here's my information. Stay connected with me. Let's let's make sure that you can make these things happen. This QR code takes you to, I think, to my calendar so you can stay connected with me. Let's talk, let's speak, let's find a way that I can come to you, your school, your organization, help your school implement these things. That's what I do, right? So, hey, now you understand ready, set, goals. It's all about the ready, set. Then it implements doing those tiny mini goals to help you get to where you need to be, and make sure that it's solid by holding people accountable if they break those expectations. Boom. That's what it is. I hope I gave you some value, as I always do. I hope I gave you value here all the way in Syracuse, New York, not my normal spot, but I wanted to make sure that you got what it is that you need. All right.